he outside, he not happy. I'm outside and not happy. So that was the whole, process of okay. I'm sorry. Why your feelings be hurt like that? Okay. You're acting crying.
Fans have grown increasingly concerned after Chrisean Rock was seen out and about with her nearly 2-year-old son, Chrisean Jesus Porter, who then at this age has yet to walk, speak, or hold his head up on his own. Worries surrounding his development aren't new. In fact, whispers began long ago, often pointing to Chrisean's behavior during her pregnancy as a possible factor. Still, she appears unwilling to acknowledge the gravity of the situation, brushing off concern with a mix of denial and deflection. This uneasy tension began right from the moment she introduced Chrisean Jr. to the world. One video in particular stirred up strong reactions. Chrisean, holding her then 4-month-old son, tearfully shared her joy at becoming a mother and praised her baby's intelligence. But viewers noticed a different story unfolding where the baby showed no coordination, no head control, and let out sounds more alarming than endearing, leaving many unsettled. All of this suggests there may be an underlying medical issue. One concerned viewer commented that Chrisean Rock is simply in denial. As for her son, he's missing key developmental milestones. By now, he should be able to lift his head and chest during tummy time, and he can't. He doesn't coo, doesn't smile. According to her, all he does is recognize her body odor and the smell of weed. He still makes high-pitched cat-like sounds and shows no hand or eye coordination. It's starting to seem like she's reading the critiques online and trying to cover it up by saying things like, "He's so smart, he's so intelligent." But the reality is, he's only doing what a 1 or 2-month-old typically does at what you'd expect from a child his age. Still, her supporters quickly jump to defend her, insisting nothing is wrong with the baby. And even if something is wrong, some argue it's purely genetic. People hop on apps acting like certified doctors without a single degree to their name. If everyone's so sure about what's going on with a baby they didn't give birth to, then by all means, how exactly is his diagnosis? Most folks only know what they've seen in a few TV clips. They don't truly know her. Plenty of parents are raising children with special needs, and in many cases, it has nothing to do with alcohol or weed. Some people speculate that the baby might have genetic defects, possibly linked to DNA or chromosomes. However, the rumors surrounding Chrisean's substance use during her pregnancy aren't just idle gossip. Here's solid evidence to support the claims that she used substances while carrying her son. Even Chrisean's boyfriend, Blueface Ho, is believed to be the father, as publicly expressed his worries about the health of Chrisean Jr. In a revealing post, Blueface spoke out, saying, "My son isn't healthy because she drank, smoked, and got hit throughout her entire pregnancy. She couldn't even take a single month off. Trust the internet to dig deep into this baby's medical issues." The consensus is that Chrisean Jr. may be showing signs of either Cre-du-Chat syndrome or fetal alcohol syndrome. Regarding the strange meowing and crying sounds he makes, seems like they're coming from a place of pain or discomfort. His health became a major talking point months ago when Chrisean went live on Instagram, blasting haters who criticized her for tattooing Blueface's mugshot on her face. While defending herself, people couldn't ignore the sound of Junior's constant crying in the background. It honestly sounded like that poor baby was struggling to breathe.
Outside, he's not happy. I'm outside and not happy. So that was the whole, process of okay. I'm sorry. Why your feelings be hurt like that? Okay. You're acting crying.
I've never heard a baby cry like that in my life," a concerned mother commented. But instead of Chrisean pausing her live video to tend to her baby, she seemed more focused on defending that controversial face tattoo. It's honestly hard to believe before the baby was born, Charleston White made a video in which he seriously predicted something wasn't right with Chrisean's baby. He even placed a $5,000 bet that the child wouldn't survive, and another $2,000 bet that the baby would be autistic if he made it through childbirth. As harsh and unsettling as his words were at the time, it seems like he may have been right.
Blueface and Chrisean Rock have a baby. Let's start making bets now. Come on now, I'm calling. I got $5,000 that Chrisean Rock and Blueface have a baby. Baby gonna be dumb in the. They not gonna have a healthy baby. I got on it right now. I got $2,000. I got a side bet that the baby don't make it. I got a $2,000 side bet that they baby don't make it. I who want to bet? If it ain't gonna be, it's gonna be autistic. Or if it ain't be autistic, it's gonna be a mute baby.
Juan began sharing live videos featuring Junior. Viewers quickly began drawing comparisons between his facial features and those typically seen in children with fetal alcohol syndrome. They pointed to his small head, narrow eye openings, low nasal bridge, and perhaps most concerning is low birth weight, slow growth, and potential speech and vision issues. This may help explain why the baby cries with such a high-pitched screech. For the vision concerns, some have even speculated that Chrisean Jr. might be blind, given his fixed gaze and lack of eye movement. However, all of this remains purely speculative with no medical confirmation. Many have dismissed the claims as internet rumors, including Chrisean herself, who insisted her child behaves this way simply because he's a baby.
Who is y'all to tell me what he diagnosed with, and what he look like, and what he sound like? Y'all don't know nothing about God, and y'all don't know nothing about nothing. You talking to me like that? So I rebuke everything y'all saying about my child, to be honest. But I like this, bro. You know why? Cause all the glory to God, bro. Like, y'all gonna be looking real stupid.
A new video of Junior circulating, concerns have resurfaced. Keep in mind, this child is nearly 2 years old, and a quick search online will tell you that by this age, a child should be able to recognize objects, follow simple instructions like pick up the toy, walk and run with some stability, and even start climbing stairs while forming basic 2-word sentences. This latest video of Junior is raising serious alarms. So how does Chrisean respond to all the criticism? She claims he's perfectly fine. One user remarked, "Chrisean Rock really frustrates me because her baby clearly needs professional help and early intervention. But that would mean admitting to the unhealthy lifestyle and drinking during her pregnancy, and she's not willing to take responsibility for what she's done to her child. This is where the real problem lies." Blueface has publicly labeled her a bad mother on multiple occasions, especially when he discussed Junior's hernia surgery, which she allegedly kept delaying. She is an unfit mother, yes, and has been postponing the surgery just to do whatever she wants. However, it's important to note that Chrisean isn't the only problematic parent in this relationship. After all, why did Blueface choose to publicly expose Junior's hernia on social media? Just to point fingers at Chrisean and paint her as a bad parent?
Post a photo of the hernia, because that blew the internet up.
It was taking too long. It was taking too long.
What was?
The hernia.
For her to get care?
Yeah, it was taking way too long. I wasn't notified until maybe a week after she had the baby. And then I'm telling her, like, all right. She sent me the picture and I'm looking like, how was this okay for you? Like,
when he posted that, I didn't look at the photo because
put my feet up,
you sent him the photo because what? Like, explain.
Because it's his son, y'all. I'm like, he texted my phone about, you doing this, little baby. I'm like, bro, your son is about to go under anesthesia for a big hernia. Can I just at least get a little bit, like, do you care about our son's life right now, bro? Like, this what it looks like. I'm not capping. Can you calm down?
Face's mother, Carissa, recently opened up about her deep concerns, more so her heartbreak over her grandson's health. She shared that when she first saw him, She couldn't even tell if he was looking at her or just staring off into space, raising the question once again about whether the child can see. It broke my heart to look at my grandbaby and see that. That was the first time I'd seen it. Oh God. And it did. It crushed me a little bit, she confessed. But I love all my kids no matter what, whether they're slow, need a helmet, have nappy hair, or are short or funny looking. I love all my grandkids. But I ain't gonna lie. My first thought when I saw him in that restaurant, it really crushed me. And for her to say she wanted to stomp me out, girl, you have no idea what was going through my mind when I looked at his face and couldn't tell if he was looking at me, you, or just staring into thin air. I was genuinely hurt. But you know what I told myself? It's okay. It's okay. If he can laugh, cry, and smile, he can still bring joy. Meanwhile, people are desperately calling for this innocent baby to get the care he needs instead of staying with his mom, who's clearly in denial about his obvious need for medical help. It's been confirmed that Chrisean Jr. is, in fact, blind, in both eyes, a fact verified by Carissa, Blueface's mother. And I'm telling you, she said, I had to go back and watch that video from the restaurant because that's exactly where my mind went the moment I saw him. They were in a restaurant, and Chrisean was trying to feed him mashed potatoes, but he wasn't reaching for the spoon or even opening his mouth. Now it all makes sense. It was because he couldn't see anything. He wasn't even blinking. He was just staring off into the distance. It's heartbreaking. We all knew something wasn't right, even though Chrisean mentioned some kind of syndrome that makes him cry like a cat. It's only been Carissa who confirmed that. I don't remember Chrisean confirming anything like that herself. But man, my heart really goes out to this little boy, because it's clear his mom was smoking and drinking throughout her pregnancy. We've all seen her on Blueface and Chrisean's little TV show, on the Bad Girls Club, and out in public. It's clear she's in denial. That baby looks like a fetus, with wide-set, unblinking eyes far apart from each other. He needs physical therapy to help with mobility, but she's not fit to be a mother, and honestly needs therapy herself. She believes his issues will improve as he gets older, but she's mistaken. As he grows, the problems will only become more apparent. At this point, we've said all we can about the situation with Chrisean Jr. and his indifferent parents. Now we want to hear your thoughts. See you in the next one. But that's not even the full story. Cash also had a falling out with her best friend Marsh over Junior's health. While Chrisean was locked up, Marsh stepped in to look after the baby and even wanted to take him to the hospital. But when Chrisean found out Marsh was trying to get Junior checked out, she completely lost it. In leaked texts between Marsh and her friend, she explained, I got angry because when she called from jail, I told her I couldn't keep Junior. She promised me money and help, but days went by and nothing came through. I had my Cash App, but Junior had nothing. Just the clothes on his back. No milk, because he can't eat solid food. No blanket, no car seat, no clothes, no shoes, no bottles, nothing. I bought what I could, but I still have my own kid to care for. It was tough. I feel like a real friend would have helped me out, especially since I was taking care of her baby. She added, when I had my sister watch him so I could make some money to pay rent, my sister said she was going to take him to the hospital because he kept spitting up. So when Chrisean called, I told her, and she flipped out on me. Smiley had to come get him from my sister. It really seems like Chrisean was determined to keep her son's condition hidden. She was so focused on this that she even refused to get him the medical care he needed. Marsh claimed that Chrisean went as far as staging photo shoots to make it look like Junior was perfectly fine, all to maintain appearances for her fans. Marsh shared that she used to be all over Reddit, exposing Chrisean every day with notifications turned on. Anytime someone posted, she'd be the first to see it. If you listen carefully to her lives, you can hear those Reddit notifications going off. Marsh would be doing her lashes, and Chrisean would show her posts from Reddit, saying things like, they're saying he can't walk or hold himself up. I'm going to post a picture of him in his walker later. Marsh responded, Chrisean, he can't though. And Chrisean replied, I've got to make them think he can. Otherwise, they'll say it's because I was drinking, but I wasn't even drinking that much. She's in serious denial, bro. To really highlight just how deep she's buried in it, she's still refusing to get him the help he needs. She recently showed up at an event with Junior, and despite being almost 2 years old, he was still struggling. to hold his head up. Instead of owning up to the situation or seeking help for him, fans have accused Chrisean of faking spirituality rather than taking responsibility. She's been on a tangent about finding God and all that spiritual talk. But fans aren't buying it. One fan commented, "This is so sad. Chrisean, there are literally people who could help your son." Another added, "Girls, I've got a serious question. Why isn't Chrisean in jail for what she did to her baby in the womb? I'm not trying to drag the baby, that's crazy. But as a mom, isn't this illegal?" Others commented. Sis's baby is 20 months old and still can't talk, walk, or hold his head up. Someone needs to call social services.